Alright, I am back with another guide for Final Fantasy XI. This one is for the second limit break, called Atop the Highest Mountains. Now you can start this one as soon as you hit level 51. If you have followed my advice, and done what I have done here, I am sitting here at level 50, but I can just go to the quests, objective lists, tutorial, level cap increase, and now, I am level 51, and can start the quest, which we're going to do. That's why I recommend doing these two together. You get your quick cutscene, and he will ask you to bring him 3 key items from Zarkabard. Round Frigisite, Square Frigisite, and Triangular Frigisite. This one can be tricky to get to, so I'm going to run you through it. Actually, I'm going to be starting from Southern Santoria. You can start from any place that has the Unity NPCs, because we're going to take a Unity warp rather than going through the very, very convoluted pass through, I believe, West Ronfaur. So we want to go to 125. Zarkabard. Wow, that is so nice. All you need is 100 accolades, and honestly, you should have them from just questing around at this point. And we'll warp straight there. Editing me will put up the locations of the Unity Concord NPCs, again, and their names on the screen right now. Thank you, editing me. And I'm getting a summoner cutscene. This is one of the best places to get the Indigo Light, by the way. Now, did this take me to the entrance? I don't have a map, but I do believe it is. Yup. Alright, you're going to want to call your trusts once you get here because, again, these are 3 notorious monsters. You can take them with the trusts, so not a terribly big deal. You're probably also going to... Well, you don't need Sneak and Invisible because we have mounts. Our favorite ability. Hooray! Yeah, I do believe this is the entrance to the zone. So that is very handy. I think. Don't quote me on that until we get out around this bend. Yes, yes, it is the entrance to the zone. Alright, now from here you have a couple of options. You can go that way, or you can go that way. I'm gonna go this way. There is also a dragon out here that gives a decent amount of gil if you wanted to smack it on the head, although there are a lot faster ways now of making gil. In any case, I believe we are headed towards J6 on the map. I don't have the map right now because it is a quested map, and I'll be doing a guide to that later. But you can get the map at any of the map vendors, or you can do the quest, which requires items you probably do not have yet, key items that you will need in the future for other limit break quests. I believe the next one, in fact. Which is going to be a convoluted bit of a thing. Hopefully I'm going in the right direction so I can lead you properly. I believe I am. You'll know you're in the right hallway if it's guarded by a... Yep, there it is. One of these critters. I believe this one is True Sight, so if you're trying to sneak here and here with Invisible, it will see you. So you can just dismount when it gets away. Grab the question mark, and we're probably going to be in for a fight. Yup. Alright, so that was rough. We did it, though. Now, from here, you want to add on to the next one. which I will show you once I get to a safe place and have rested up. Of course, I need to talk through this because I need to show you where to go. So yeah, you want to head past the giants there, side aggro, of course. And head on back out to the main area. The next area is around the bend and up a hill, so we'll be heading there shortly. Pardon my stomach gurgling at me. This looks like a good spot to chill out for a while. Alright. Now I'm remounted and we're ready to go. Just want to kind of head this direction. Slowly but surely. Floating eyes are obviously side aggro, as you would expect. The elementals in the area are ice elementals in this weather, and in dark weather you can get dark elementals here, which are very handy if you're a weaver. Or not a weaver, a tanner. If you're into the leather crafting. Anyway, I will digress, and we're going to head on. Did I go past the place I wanted to go? I don't think I did. But I could be wrong. Actually, let's turn here because there is a telepoint here. If you want to pick that up while you're here. Now the weapons are, again, they're sound aggro, and they are aggro to magic use. Ghosts and skeletons are sound again, and low HP. So those are things, and those are definitely things to be aware of. Once you head up here, you're going to head east again. And this one's pretty easy to find because it's just the only spot up the hill and down the way. Demons are side aggro. I mean, just so you know. They will also, some of them will also drop interesting things. I think it's a notorious monster that drops summoner scrolls for the elemental summons. Once you get here, you just kind of head this way. And I'm going to play it a bit more safer than I did the last time. I did not expect that critter to come running back as quickly as it did. So once you get in here, you should see the big kitty, the tiger. Was a true sight. I'm going to let him get a little bit further away before we dismount. Before we dismount. And snag the Frigicite and remount as quickly as possible. Whee! Good kitty. No attacky. Thank you. Thank you for not chewing on my buttocks. Now from here we want to head right back out again and down the hill. And I will take you by the survival guide. I'll probably pick it up for myself as well while we're here. Always a good idea to pick up the survival guides when you can. And since we can, we're gonna. It's actually over at the outpost here in this zone. Which, once again, I am doing this entirely from memory. I do not have a map up, actually, for this area. Which really makes me question some of my life choices. But anyway, I'm kidding. This game is something that I love playing, so having all this stuff stored in my brain is, I guess, a side effect of that. So once we come scooting across the plains, the snowy plains here, you want to head to right around I'm wrong. No, right around here, actually. Now, you can do the outposts things, which I will have a guide on that later on, but the survival guides has made them pretty much obsolete at this point. Now you have the survival guide for Zarkabard. And I'm going to want to remount and head this way from the survival guide. Or it's pretty much straight west from the exit to where we went before for the last one. If my brain logic doesn't make sense, it's okay. It doesn't really make sense to me sometimes either. And once you get on over here, you want to head down this path, which will take you to not where we're going, actually, to another crossroads, past some ghosts and skeletons and fun times like that. But you want to head down this way anyway. And this will take us to G10, past the Boreal Hound, for the triangular Frigicite. Another floppy-eared anger puppy. There's a few of these in the game. I wonder why there's no regular puppers in the game. This one is true hearing. It is not sight aggro, but it will aggro to sound, and they have a bigger range than most mobs, so be aware of that. And when I dismount real quick, snag that, and warp on out if it's your last one. Hopefully before the pupper gets back down here and decides to want to fight. Too late, pupper. Too late. And once you've done that, you just head back to Rulude Gardens, and we're going to go see our friend Matt again. I'll show on the map in a sec when I get to him. I'd just like to point out that you used to have to fight and defeat all these monsters, back before trusts. Yeah. Those were rougher days. Once you bring them back to our friend Matt here in Rulude Gardens, you will have another cutscene. A very short cutscene, after which your level limit is now 60. Congratulations, you can now level up to level 60. Get back to that grind and enjoy womping on things for fun and profit. That's all for this guide right now. I shall see you in the next one. Like, subscribe, bring a friend, have them like, subscribe, leave a comment even. Patreon if you're so inclined, and I shall see you in the next guide. Until then, happy gaming.